Wait, so you're telling me people do their monthly wrap up right away at the beginning of a new month? Huh, not this guy. What's up, beasties? It's Triple B, your friendly neighborhood bearded book beast. Welcome back to the channel. I am so glad you're here. I'm so excited that you're with me today to celebrate wrapping up my first month on Booktube. Now, it wasn't a full month. It was only a half a month since I started in the middle of June, but it's still a reason to celebrate. But get ready for a real celebration when we do the July wrap up in August. That will be a complete full month of being on Booktube, and it's going to be exciting. But so is this. So what we're going to do is talk about all the things I read. Then I'm going to pick my favorite book of the month, my favorite graphic novel of the month, favorite novella of the month, favorite manga of the month, then pit those winners against each other to tell you my favorite read of the month of June 2024. Then we'll talk about what's been going on the channel and just all that kind of fun stuff. And then after this video, make sure you go back into my channel archives, not back, just go to my channel, check it out, because I'm going to be uploading this video and another special video that I'm going to do along with my wrap up every month, where I add everything that I've read and I talk about here into my yearly tier list. Last week I did a tier list of everything I've read in 2024 so far. So every month I'm just going to add to that. And I think that'll be fun. So if you like tier list, head on over there and check it out. If you don't, just go over there and check it out, hit play, do some chores or something, read a book while you listen to me rank things. And yeah, that would be helpful. If you haven't yet, pause the video, grab yourself a snack or a thirst-quenching refreshment like this Dr. Pepper Cherry Zero Sugar. Oh, yeah. Sit back, relax, and enjoy my wrap-up for June of 2024. All right, so we're going to start off with the weekly books that I read. I read one book every week, and I've talked about 3 of these on the channel, but when I first started, I didn't realize. I was thinking, there's only 3 books. I always read 4 a month, 1 per week. And I realized I totally forgot before I started this in the beginning of the month. I had read Red Shirts by John Scalzi. And this book was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. I had never read anything by John Scalzi before, but I always wanted to. Really want to check out his Old Man's War series. I have Starter Villain, his newest book, a special edition of it. I got through one of my subscription book boxes. Subscription box books. Anyway, I'm not going down that road again. But I had not read any of that yet. He also has something that's called the Kaiju Preservation Society. Sounds pretty good. But this I thought was just going to be a satire book. You know, I watched Star Trek as a kid. I'm more of a Star Wars guy. My brother really likes Star Trek. And I remember the red shirts would always die, or the yellow shirts, right? Not the red shirts, yellow shirts. Wait, I don't know. See, I'm not a Star Trek guy. I think it's the yellow shirts. Yes, I would bet money on it, and I might lose because it could be red. I don't know. I might cut that part out in case some of you like Star Trek, and then you won't want to be subscribed here anymore. Anyway, I did love Star Trek, especially Star Trek: The Next Generation. Okay, I loved it. But anyway, this book was really good. It started out how I thought it was. It's about, his name's Andrew Dahl, and he gets a job on this ship, kind of like the Enterprise, and he's really excited about it. But when he gets there, he starts to notice that every time a new red shirt crew member goes out, they die in some terrible way, usually over the top, ridiculous way. And then he slowly meets people, and it's just hilarious. Some of these red shirts, they have secret doors and things built into the walls so that when the higher ups come looking for him, they can hide and disappear. Um, and it just goes from there. He makes some friends, other red shirts, and they start trying to figure out this mystery. And then somewhere along the way, it goes from this silly, funny, over the top thing to this kind of like high stakes mystery and thriller where you don't want these characters to die because he made you care about them. And then eventually it morphs into something even deeper, something very sweet and about love and loss. And like I teared up a little bit at the end. Like it got very like sentimental, emotional, hitch in the feels at the end, and I did not see it coming. But John Scalzi displayed a wide range of skills in this book, with his character work, the humor in it, but also just like the, you know. So excited to read some more from him. I'll probably do Starter Villain next because I have that one already, and then get into Old Man's War after that. But this was a good book. If you haven't read it yet, you should check it out. Never know where to put stuff. I need to make some space on my desk. Yep, still don't know where to put it. All right. And then next, I read James Logan's Silver Blood Promise. Look at that BEA beautiful cover. This was such a good book. I really enjoyed this. I love Lucan Gardova, the main character, and I especially loved his sidekick that you've heard everyone talk about, Flea, an amazing character. Their banter back and forth is fantastic. This was just a great world he created, great characters, and there's like a mystery, a murder mystery in it, overarching plot that's going to carry on to the next book. But then he gets sucked into another murder mystery and some political stuff, and it's just really good. I really enjoyed it. I cannot wait for the next one. This was awesome. I'm just going to move it to the bottom of the stack. Okay. And then next, I read The Last Pea Hunter by Selene Goldenberg. Another beautiful cover. Look at that. This is X, my boy X, the hunter, pea hunter, and that's a pea, monsters. If you've ever read Chainsaw Man or watched the anime, this is way different, but same thing, monster hunter. X has a chain blade, and it was just very cool. It dealt with a lot of like supernatural, spiritual realm stuff, like when he can go into this mode where his eyes turn red and he can like see things other people can't see and communicate with the spirit world and these peas and the demonic things that are in them. And he can also be in that state to like heal his body and wounds he gets, even if they would normally be grave. If he has enough time and can be in that realm, he can heal himself. And it was so cool. Like it was funny. It had great banter with him, and the other characters. There was a little romance in there that I actually really enjoyed. It wasn't the main focus, and it was slow burn, and it was really good. There's a little spice in there. I didn't mind. Not too much though for people that don't like spice. It wasn't too much. Just a little. And there's like, oh, it's just so good. Like the whole story was great. This is supposed to be a standalone, but I really hope the author returns to this world and does more with these characters or with other ones. But if not, I will read whatever Selene Goldenberg puts out next, because this was a banger. It was very good. And then at the end of the month, of course, recently I talked about this one. I read How to Become the Dark Lord and Die Trying by Django Wexler. This book was awesome. I loved it. I'm excited. There's a sequel already. I think it's called No One Wants to Rule the World But Me. Where is that? There's a little snippet at the end that gives you a sneak peek. Come on. There, a couple sneak peeks of another book. Everybody Wants to Rule the World Except Me. Awesome. I love this book. If you have not checked it out, you've been on the fence, you should definitely check it out. Davi is awesome. All the characters, the world. It's a lot of fun. Davi breaks the fourth wall. It's like Deadpool. It's like you're along with her for this awesome story. And it's just hilarious, funny. It's very, very good. You should definitely check it out. All right. So those were my books of the month. So if we put them up against one another, again, we had Red Shirts by John Scalzi, Silver Blood Promise by James Logan, Last Pea Hunter by Selene Goldenberg, and How to Become a Dark Lord and Die Trying by Django Wexler. And this is tough. I get why people have a hard time with this. I loved all 4 of these books, and they're all really good. Ooh, and it's so hard to pick a one. I wish I could just say they were all my favorite, but I'm not going to do that. That's why I started a Booktube channel, to make the tough choices, to make the hard calls. So that's why my book of the month of June 2024 was How to Become the Dark Lord and Die Trying. It was just such a fun time. I hadn't read anything like it. And it was awesome. I really enjoyed it. But I enjoyed all the books. All 4 of these are great. And you can't go wrong with any of them. So, yes, this was an excellent book. You know, everyone's talked about Silver Blood Promise. You should definitely check it out. A lot of people have probably heard of Red Shirts, but you should definitely check out How to Become the Dark Lord and The Last Pea Hunter if you haven't. These are awesome books. I love you guys. It was a great reading month thanks to these books. All right, novellas. Talked about this a little bit in my earlier videos, but I started off the month in May. No, wait. Yes. In May, I had read Howling Dark, and I loved it. So I was soaking up all the Sun Eater I could, because I knew I was probably going to wait, because it was near the end of May, so I knew I'd probably wait until July or something to read Demon in White, but I wanted to get through the stuff in between. So I read Queen Amid Ashes by Christopher Rocchio. This is a novella set between Howling Dark and Demon in White, and this is a beautiful new hardcover edition that you can get. Great artwork, loved it, and I loved the story. It was really, really good. It just felt like reading a continuation of Howling Dark, and just another Sun Eater novel, and deals with Hadrian and his crew. They have to go to this planet that's just been demolished by the Cielsen, and they need help, and they needed protection and all this stuff. And but there's a little bit of a mystery that Hadrian has to try to figure out what actually happened, and it's very good. Then when I finished up with Queen Amid Ashes, I dove. I'm a teacher, but I don't teach a lot of English. I dove in, just in case you didn't know what diving is. There's a... All right. Okay. I feel another blooper coming on. I dove into Tales of Sun Eater Volume 1, short story collection by Christopher Rocchio. The first one I had read, and the first things I read by him that did not have Hadrian Marlowe as the main point of view, and I loved it. I loved getting a feel for other parts of this world he's created, and other characters in it, reading some more first-person narrative, third-person narrative, and I think it was awesome. Some people said it's not as strong as the books, and probably not, because they're amazing, but I still thought it was great. I really enjoyed it. Looking forward to reading the other ones when the time comes. I wish I had a physical copy, but they're only electronic right now, but he has some things in the works, so I'm excited to eventually get a physical copy I can have to add to my growing list of Sun Eater things. I think for Empire Science, I'm going to end up having like four different editions of that book, so I love it. It was really good. Definitely should check those out. They flesh out the world, expand it, and you get to read some more Rocchio. Can't go wrong with reading more Sun Eater. All right, then after that, I read The Builders by Daniel Polanski. This was so fun. It was so good. I love Daniel Polanski. He's becoming one of my favorite authors. I loved, I always want to say Tomorrow's Children. And then I'm reading Lowtown, and I really like that and that character. And this was such a fun little novella. I just flew through it in a day. It was so good. It's kind of like Redwall meets Deadpool meets the what's it called? Magnificent Seven? No, Hateful Eight. I don't know, but it's really good. It's excellent. Yeah, it was so good. but dark, gritty animal characters who are personified, and just such cool characters, cool, well-written action scenes. It's just, it was so good. Excellent, excellent novella. Loved it. And then I finished up the month reading Wind Among Crows by Veronica Roth. Talked about this one a couple times on wrap-ups, but this was so good. I love this world and these characters. It's about a monster hunter. It's an urban fantasy. There's a lot of mystery. It kind of slowly tells you the story through flashbacks and through things the characters talk about and remember. And it's just so good, really good. There's like a holy order in it where the knights, their weapons are made of bone, their own bones. So when they want to pull their sword, they have to literally like reach back and like pry apart their skin and pull this bone sword out. BA, man, it's pretty sweet. But this is awesome. I really hope she makes some books in the series because I would eat them up. I can't talk. I would gobble them up. That okay. I would read those super fast because it was so good. This was great. All right, so let's pit the novellas against each other. We've got Queen Amid Ashes. We've got, I hopefully will remember to put it there, Tales of the Sun Eater Volume 1. Then we had The Builders, Daniel Plansky, and Wind Among Crows, Veronica Roth. And this novella pick is insanely hard too. I read so many good things this month. I just don't know what to pick. Like I love, I literally could pick any of these. Okay. I'm gonna say tough choices, hard hitting. Can do it. All right. Okay. I loved all of these. I'm gonna have to say Queen of Mid Ashes by Christopher Rocchio. It was so good. I loved Sun Eater and Hater and Marlowe, and to be in this world again and have it feel just like a book, but really quick and short. I really loved it. It was excellent. But I really loved the Tales of Sun Eater too. But I really loved The Builders and Wind Among Crows. Like all of these, you should read. Definitely read the other stuff before this, but pick these up and read them. They are amazing. All right, before we talk about graphic novels I read, I do want to mention my other reads of the month. I'm not going to talk a lot about them because I only want to talk about things I finished. But there were some things I was working on, of course, that you know of. So Empire of the Damned, the second book in Empire of the Vampire. It's a beefy boy, and between starting this channel and making sure I get through my weekly stuff, I haven't been diving into this, there I go again, as much as I want to, but I am loving it and it is so good. Just I will definitely finish it this month. I'm going to carve out some time and just finish it up and just focus on just it for a day or two and just really get going on it. But it's very good. Still working on that. And then Self Pub. I'm almost done with this beautiful Blood of Fire from Broken Binding. Almost done with that. I'm really enjoying it. I read The Fall before I started Booktube and loved it, and I'm loving this. And then I've been dabbling a little bit with Wistful Ascending by J.C. and Byrne. I'm loving that. And also Thrice by Andrew D. Meredith. Those are the self-pub books I've kind of been reading on the side when I just want to switch things up. And then my dabbler, for most of June, I was reading through Heavenbreaker and really loving it. Very similar to Red Rising vibes, but a lot of fun. But I'm going to put that on pause this month because I'm going to be reading on the side Perdido Street Station by China Mayville to get ready for my most anticipated book this month, Book of Elsewhere, with Keanu Reeves and China Mayville. I'm going to read a little China Mayville, read a little Berserker from Keanu Reeves as it gets closer to Book of Elsewhere releasing. So look for a lot more talk from me on that the closer we get. But those are some other things that I have been reading. Descender Volume 1. This is Volume 2. But I did talk about both of these in wrap-ups. But Descender Volume 1, really love this series. Excited to keep going with it. It was really good. It was a lot of fun. Sci-fi giant robot machine thing comes, blows up the city. People don't know where it came from. It disappears. Who sent it? What's going on? If there's an alien invasion. And then time passes, and all of a sudden now the story picks up again, and this group grabs this doctor who made some of these droids and robots they think are connected, and they're going to find this I could talk about this forever. They're going to find this droid. It's a little boy looking robot droid that's supposed to be like a companion for like only children, or like help out in the house. And one of them survived, and somehow it's connected. So they asked the guy that invented it to help them go find this one, the only one that's left, and it goes from there. So, and this little droid just wants to find his family that he thinks died in this explosion that destroyed this world he was on, but he's hoping that they're alive somewhere. And it's just really good. Excellent. Enjoying that one. Then I read, I don't think, do I have? Yes. Then I read Something is Killing the Children. I read the first 2 volumes in June and loved it. It was so good. This is volume 3. But it is about a monster hunter, Erica Slaughter. She is BA. She's awesome. And these monsters, only kids can see them, and they're hunting them and killing them. And it's her job to stop it and save the kids. But the shadowy organization trying to cover things up makes it difficult, and there's a lot of mystery there. And yeah, it's really good. Awesome series. If you like comics and you haven't read this, you are missing out. It is so good. Love it. I just read volume 3, and I'm going to keep going on with the series. Then I also read, I do not have it. I think I had to bring it back to the library already, but I read Grimm Volume 1. I talked about that one, about a girl who's a Grim Reaper, and she doesn't remember how she died. Everyone else can remember, and she struggles with that. And that she's trying to solve that mystery while also doing her job. Death is missing. Nobody knows where he went. There's a shady lady in charge who's doing some shady things behind the scenes. And that's kind of what that's all about. And it was excellent. Can't wait to read volume 2 of that when I can get my hands on it. Let's see. Yes, I think. Oh yeah. Then I read Geiger Volume 1. Got that one on Hoopla. So digitally, I read that one on my tablet, but it was really good. I talked about this one way back in a wrap up, but about a father who there's a nuclear bomb getting ready to go off. He has a fallout shelter. He's going to it with his family, and all of a sudden he gets shot in the leg by this crazy neighbor and his wife, and they want to take the shelter for themselves. So he tells his family to go in and shut the door and not worry about him. So they do. Then the bomb goes off, and he somehow gets turned into the glowing man. And he basically is just trying to keep his family, the bunker, safe until he can see his family again, because everyone dies in this radioactive wasteland the world has become. And he kind of has built a wall of cars around it, and he has like a 2-headed mutated dog as his pet, and he's just waiting out the days, keeping them safe. But he also ends up like helping people, and he's pretty sweet looking. But anyway, that one was a lot of fun. I enjoyed that. And then I read Darkwing Duck Volume 1 by Amanda Diebert. And I'm excited about this. I already pre-ordered Volume 2. Probably get the hardcover of that one. But I love this cover, and it was only in the paperback instead of the hardcover. I didn't like the hardcover one as much, but this was great. It was a lot of fun. It really felt like I was just like watching the cartoon I loved back in the day. Amanda Diebert had the dialogue down, and it really felt like all the characters, same artists that worked on the cartoon, and it's just awesome. If you love Darkwing Duck, you should check this out. Then I read at the end of the month Doombreaker, which I wasn't super high on. Talked about that in my wrap up. Cool concept, great artwork, cool main character, but it is progression fantasy, and like I love Dungeon Crawler Carl, so I thought I would like this, but it just didn't work for me. So I'll probably read some more eventually, but not right away. But this is really awesome artwork and a beautiful book, so I'll probably still keep it because it looks great. But anyway, that was that one. And then, of course, throughout the whole month, I read this beast brick, the omnibus one of The Sixth Gun. I loved this. It was so good. 17 issues in here, a mini series, and then even a short story with some of the characters. It was really cool. I love this world and these characters. I'm excited to continue and get the next omnibus eventually, but it was excellent. Very supernatural, Western horror vibes, and I really love Drake Sinclair, the main character. It's Becky Moncrief right there. Drake Sinclair. He's a gunslinger, mysterious past. He's trying to help her. She's on the run from these supernatural villainous people who are trying to get the sixth gun, which she now has in her possession, so they can bring back to life this evil colonel from the Civil War, because this is right after that. And it's just excellent, excellent stuff. I really enjoyed it. All right, so this is another tough one because I read some really good ones. But this one is tough because I really do love Six Gun, but Something is Killing the Children is definitely my winner. It's so good. I'm so invested in this character in this world, and I can't wait to find out more. I could see this becoming a show eventually. I think it has a lot of potential to be pretty awesome. So that was my favorite graphic novel of the month. And now we can talk about mangas. So, manga-wise, I read... Let me flip this over. So I read Death Note, the second volume. Talked about that one. I dig it. I like it, but it's kind of losing me as time goes on, and the main character kind of is being a turd. So I don't know. We'll see. Well, I'm gonna keep going, but we'll see. Then I read Attack on Titan, first couple volumes, and I love Attack on Titan. I'm really enjoying that. Continuing that for sure. Really like that. And then I read One Piece Volume 2. I think I had to bring that back. Nope. Never mind. It's right here. Wait. Did I? Yeah, I did. Wait. Yes. Yes, I did. I read this the last week of June. Really loved that one. It was so good. I love One Piece. I'm having a blast with it. I got to see how far I need to read before I can watch the live action show. I'm excited to do that. Then I read 20th Century Boys, the first omnibus big volume. And that was good. I really liked it. It had really cool artwork and good characters in it. And you could feel something tense and ominous going on behind the scenes. But it was a little slow going. But it goes back and forth between when these kids were young and now they're adults, and one of them passes away, and it brings them all back together, and then like near the end of the story, things really just pick up and get really eerie and creepy, and you can kind of see where it's going to go, and it's like, oh man, this is going to be good. Deals with like Cold War time, and like I don't know, it's going to be awesome. I can't wait to read the next part. And I also read Pluto Volume 1. That was really good. I enjoyed that a lot. Deals with androids and robots and in a kind of futuristic society. That was really good. The main character, Pluto, I think is Pluto. It's been a month since I read this, but it's a detective, and he is an android, or at least partial android. But yeah, it was really good. I like that a lot. I'm definitely going to continue that one. And I think, and of course, I read volumes 4, 5, and 6 of Berserk. I love Berserk. It's so good. I'm definitely going to start collecting those hardcovers because I love it. And I would love to have that artwork in a big thing like that because I've just read the small paperbacks or on my phone on Hoopla or something. But love Berserk. Read volumes 4, 5, and 6 of that. Maybe 3, 4, 5, and 6, or 3, 4, 5. I read a lot of Berserk. That's all I know. So for mangas, my favorite manga of the month was Berserk. That is my favorite one ongoing. We'll see if anything can beat it. One Piece might, as I get reading some more of that. But I also have been reading some good ones so far this month. We'll talk about in my weekly wrap up. But yes, that was my favorite. So now to see what is my favorite read of the month, we had Dark Lord, How to Become the Dark Lord and Die Trying, Queen Amid Ashes, Something is Killing the Children, and Berserk. And this was tough once again because these were all incredible. Oh man, I think I'd have to say it's How to Become the Dark Lord and Die Trying. It was so good. I like when I wasn't reading this, I looked forward to reading it and thought of it and couldn't wait to get back to it. And it was just a lot of fun. But it also, like I said, it slowly, it had some underlaying all the silliness and over the top stuff. There was a lot of heart to it, and I just love the characters. When an author can write your main character first person, that's the focus of the story, but still make you love and care for all these side characters, you know that they're kicking butt. So definitely want to read more Django Wexler, and excited about the sequel to this. This was my favorite read of the month. All right, the other thing I'm going to do every month is I've done my top 10 books of 2024 so far. If you haven't watched that video, you should check it out so you can see. But quick look, this is my top 10 so far of 2024. Now we have to decide, have there been any changes? I normally won't put a book on, wouldn't have put a book on there yet, but I wasn't thinking, and I did put Silverwood Promise in there at number 7. Which is fine because it was amazing. But I hadn't read How to Become the Dark Lord or Die Trying yet at that time. So anyway, let's see. Will there be any movement on this list? And the answer is yes, there will. So again, this was my top 10 going into this month. Going into the halfway point of the month. And now this is my new top 10. As you can see, Dark Matter has slid out, as has Lone Wolf. See ya, bye-bye. They're gone. How to Become the Dark Lord and Die Trying by Django Wexler has moved in to the number 9 position. And number 10 is The Last Pea Hunter. So this is my new top 10 as of right now. I know what you're saying. You're saying, but wait, you said How to Become the Dark Lord and Die Trying was your favorite read of the month, and it was. But when I'm thinking about my top 10, I do think that Silverwood Promise overall was a slightly higher book in a top 10 type list. If I go on enjoyment, then yes, How to Become the Dark Lord and Die Trying would be higher. And I might think about it as a little more time goes on. I read Silverwood Promise at the beginning of the month. I read How to Become the Dark Lord and Die Trying at the end of the month. So I want to have some time to let it simmer and make sure I'm not just on such a high from enjoying it that I throw it up ahead of other things. So it was my favorite read of the month, but for now it's going to be at number 9 on my top 10 so far this year. Silverwood Promise is going to stay at 7, and I loved Harbinger of Justice. This month I read the novella, which I'll talk about on my weekly wrap-up coming up tomorrow, but that's going to stay at number 8 because I still really loved it. So anyway, this is my top 10. We'll see if it changes next month. All right, so now let's talk about some channel business, a little analytics. Let's get analytical. All right, so as of the time of this recording of this video, I had 79 subscribers, which is awesome. I did not think I would get that high that quick. I know that doesn't seem like a lot, but when you start at 0 and it's trickling in here and there, and you're just busting your butt, trying to make content, trying to figure out how to make it better, making connections with people, and having a blast, and then you see that number start to grow, like, that's awesome. I'm excited. Um, I've only been at this for like 3 weeks, about, maybe a little more, and trying to get there. I'm pumped, and I can't wait for it to keep going up. So thank you to everyone who's subscribed. I really appreciate it. And yeah, 79 subscribers, not too shabby. When this comes out and you watch this, hopefully you'll look down and it'll be even higher. All right, so then we have had 3.4 thousand views, 3,400 views. That is awesome. Watch hours, 61 and a half hours. Pretty sweet. And that numbers could be higher now, but when I'm making this, that's what it was. I've done 21 videos and 22 shorts. My best performing video was my top 10 books of 2024 so far. That has done really well. My worst performing video was my May wrap up, which is understandable. I did a new beast booktube tag video, and then I pretty much did a June TBR and May wrap up right away. And I had like 2 subscribers and like nobody knew who I was, and I was not in the algorithm yet. So of course that one wasn't going to do very good. Wrap ups and TBRs generally don't do the best out of people's content. So no surprise there, but it was still fun to make. And side note, I've kind of figured out my mic and where to get the gain, because I am a soft spoken. So I have to make sure it's up, but I had it up all the way in the beginning. And plus the biggest problem was I didn't realize that when I'm in my beast cave here in my store, in the storage room in the basement, which you'll see some of that when I do a bookshelf tour coming up soon. But I'm by the furnace, and every time the furnace kicked on, I didn't realize it was causing this growly background distortion. So I've kind of figured that out. So if you go back my early videos, the camera quality is probably a little worse. It's still not there. I'm getting better. But the audio should at least be better where you can hear me and it's not growly and staticky and stuff like that. So, but I'm always getting better, always learning how to do things better. I did get a little mic I can plug into my phone too. So when I do my shorts, it'll be louder when I have to use my phone. So that'll be great. But anyway, shorts wise, my best short was one of my episodes of Grilling and Gavin About Books, where I was grilling burgers and compared bloody burgers to bloody vigilantes in the book Ghosts of Manhattan, which I love that series by George Mann. That one's done really well. And my worst short so far has been Empire the Vampire Review. I do quick book reviews on there, and I do longer ones on the channel, but book reviews don't always do great. And that one, it's been a little bit since Empire of the Dan came out, so that one's probably gonna eventually it'll do decent, I think, but right now it's not doing the greatest, and that's okay. So yeah, that was a little peek behind the curtain of the analytics. It'll be fun next month when we do it. I can compare it to this month. Right now I don't have anything to compare it to, so that'll be a little extra wrinkle that'll be fun. And then I just want to take a minute to thank a few people. So I just started this. So when I first started out and I had no subscribers, I didn't know what I was doing. There were some people that took a chance on me. I want to say thank you to one of my frequent commenters. He comments on every video. I've loved talking to him and chatting with him. Thank you, the real Pepe Sylvia. You're awesome, man. I really love talking to you and chatting about books. Thank you for taking a chance on me and watching my videos, especially early on, and continuing to and commenting and liking things. I really appreciate you, and I look forward to continuing down this journey with you as one of my subscribers. So thank you. And then when I first started out, there was some booktubers that welcomed me that I thought was super nice. One of the first ones, I'm going to name these off. They'll be down below in the description below if you want to follow them. I suggest it. I'm subscribed to all of them, and they're all awesome. But Obscure Book Adventures, Nicholas of Autriart, Reading Ideas, Mild Rumpus. They were all some of the first ones to subscribe and welcome me. Thank you guys so much. I love your channels, and keep doing what you're doing. And thank you so much for giving me a chance and for being so welcoming. I really appreciate it. And then another booktuber who subscribed to me early on and also commented on my videos. She has an awesome channel as well. Once Upon a Bookish Steph. You should check her out. It's linked down below. She does a great job, and I really appreciate you. Thank you for commenting on my videos. And also, you have an awesome channel yourself, and you have an awesome library and bookshelves. So I enjoy your content. Thank you for being so welcoming and for commenting and just making me feel like part of the community. And then some big booktubers took the time to say welcome after I made that first video. Johan from Library of a Viking, love his channel. He's one of my favorites. Thank you for reaching out and taking the time to say hi to me. Also, Dr. Philip Chase, the booktuber, professor, author. Thank you for taking the time to welcome me and say hello. I really appreciate that. And then there were some authors early on that reached out to me and welcomed me and were super nice. John A. Douglas, thank you, super nice. Andrew D. Meredith, awesome guy, very nice. J.C.M. Byrne, very nice. John A. Douglas, his book is The Black Crown, has an awesome cover and is from the point of view of an orc, which I think is so cool. Need to check that out. And then J.C.M. Byrne does Wistful Sinning, which I've talked about. Andrew D. Meredith does Thrice, which I've talked about. And then recently, Mike Shackle gave me the opportunity to read a short story he's working on. It was awesome. And then he put something out on social media with a blurb from me on it, and that was awesome. Screenshot of that bad boy. It was cool to see the Bearded Book Beast on something, especially for Mike Shackle, one of my favorite authors. That his trilogy is awesome, and his short story was fantastic, so keep an eye out for that. And I really need to finish his trilogy. I read We Are the Dead and loved it, and need to finish the other two. I have them all, and I cannot wait to read those. Those are moving up the list. After talking to him, he is such a nice guy, and I love his writing. Other booktubers that subscribed early on and were super kind and commented or chatted with me on social media was Shelf Centered. Bryce, you are awesome, man. I love your content. Love the beard. And speaking of beards, the Beard of Darkness himself, the interviewer extraordinaire. He is awesome. We chatted on social media. He's been super kind, super helpful with things I've been trying to figure out with technology and stuff like that. And then finally, I just wanted to thank a couple more booktubers who have been so nice to me. John at Talking Story, love his channel. I've been a subscriber of his for a long time. And once I started this channel, really started commenting, and he's such a nice guy. When you watch his videos, he seems like such a nice guy, and he really is. If you haven't checked out his channel, you should. He can sell a book when he pitches one like nobody, but he's a lot of fun to watch. Him and his son do that channel together, Jacob, and they are awesome. So John, thank you for subscribing and for commenting and just being so nice. You're awesome. And then Andrew from Andrew's Wizardly Reads. What a guy. Love his channel. Have been a long time watcher of it. Love his content. He subscribed, commented on some of my videos. We chatted. And then he went on social media and gave me a little plug and told people to check me out. So Andrew, thank you so much. You are awesome, my friend. And I'm so excited to know you on Booktube and continue to get to know you through both of our channels and all the things in the future. So thank you so much. I appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. So yeah, thank you to all these people that have made my first month on Booktube so great. You're all awesome. Again, their channels will all be linked below. If somehow you're not subscribed to any of them, please remedy that and check them all out because they are all awesome. And quick little plug too, I just got a subscription and comment from Theo at Rekindled Reader. Has not been on Booktube for a while. He's thinking about coming back, so be sure to keep an eye out for that because he is another awesome booktuber that I love to watch, and I really hope he's back making content soon. Theo, you rock. All right, so I think that's everything. So that is my wrap up for June 2024. Like I said, if you like tier list, head on over to my tier ranking video to see me put these June reads into the ongoing yearly tier list. And if you haven't yet and you liked what you see here and you had a good time, please like and subscribe. Helps the channel grow. It helps the channel grow, and I would love to have you here for more videos. Please leave me a comment. Let me know if you've read any of these, what you think. Tell me what your best book or read of the month was. If you've read any graphic novels or manga or novellas or books, let me know what you read, what you liked, what you didn't, or just say hello, because I love that too, and I'd love to get to know you. I hope you are having a fantastic day and start to your week. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. And until I see you in the next video, beasties, devour those TBRs, be brave, be beautiful to one another, and be beastly. We'll see you.